Alright, hey XanGo, this is part 3, time management. We're up here looking over all of San Francisco. I don't know how well the video is going to come out here, but it's kind of a hazy day. But back behind me is downtown. You can see Market Street cutting right through the center. Bay Bridge over there. You can't really make it out too well. Well, actually the Golden Gate is way over there. But anyway, it's a beautiful view up here. We're at the top of Twin Peaks is where this is right here. So, okay, let's jump into part 3 of time management. The next thing I want to talk about is some things that I kind of got out of, well, two different books that I think are great. One is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and one of them is Getting Things Done, which is a very good book, pretty straightforward on what the title is. And the book is kind of like that too. It's kind of a dry read. It's not the most exciting book, but the information in it is very, very, very good as far as optimizing your time and being efficient and getting things done. So, okay, let's start with the information from the 7 Habits. Actually, this is just kind of a combination of just a few of the tidbits that I got from both books. In the 7 Habits, Stephen Covey talks about taking all of your to-do list, all of the things that you have to spend your time on, or that you want to spend your time on, and dividing them into 4 quadrants. And so, you know, before we've eliminated and automated and outsourced, okay? Now we want to take everything that's on our to-do list, everything that we need to get done, and we want to prioritize it into these 4 different quadrants. Now, he gives 2 descriptors of the different types of tasks that there are. There's important tasks and there are urgent tasks. Important tasks, at least my paraphrasing of what an important task is anything that moves you towards your long-term goals. That's what an important task is. And an urgent task is anything that has a deadline on it. An important task, well, we'll get into that. Because you have these 2 descriptors, you also it gives you 4 quadrants of activities. You have quadrant 1, which is important but not urgent. So these are activities, these are the activities actually that we miss the most, that we spend the least amount of time on in general. These are things like reading, these are things like exercising, these are things like, you know, so many different things that we put off. Because reading, you could read today, but you're busy today. It's easy to put it off till tomorrow, right? There's no consequence of that in the short term. Same with exercising. Same with eating right. Well, you know, I'll start the diet tomorrow. I've been really good. I've ran really far today, so I'll let myself have a soda or something like that, right? Those are all things that are important but aren't urgent. It also could be research or planning for something that you are wanting to implement, a new idea that you're wanting to get started, a project that you want to do around the house. You know, important stuff, but not urgent, no deadline, so it's the stuff that's easiest to put off. But in most cases, it's this quadrant, the tasks that are important and are not urgent, that are really, if we pay attention to it, that's the quadrant that has the most meaningful stuff and the most fulfilling stuff and the stuff that'll make the biggest difference over the long term between now and 5 years from now. So, very important quadrant. The second quadrant is things that are important and urgent. And we tend to be pretty good about getting some of this stuff done. This is like if you have a home party scheduled for XanGo, and you, well, obviously it has a deadline. You've got your date when you're doing the home party, so you're going to be inviting people. You're going to do it's all the stuff that goes into planning for that home party. It's all urgent. There's a deadline. It has to all be done by that date. And so we tend to be pretty good about getting that stuff done. But the only stuff in here, of course, is things that are important and urgent. Important meaning that they move you towards your long-term goals. Okay, they're critically important to you hitting your goals. The third quadrant is things that are not important, but they are urgent. And unfortunately, most people live in quadrant 3. They are constantly spending their day on things that are urgent, but don't really have any importance. It's like cooking dinner. It's like paying the bills. It's taking out the trash. It's getting the car to the repair shop. It's all of this crisis management stuff that it seems so important and like it has to happen today or it has to get done, but it doesn't move you towards where you need to go. And we spend most of our time managing all these little crises, and we don't get anything significant done. So much of that stuff can be automated, eliminated, and outsourced. Spend as little time as possible in quadrant number 3. And then quadrant number 4 is things that are not important and not urgent. So, you know, the easiest thing to mention here is TV. That's an overused example. I don't like bringing up TV, but that is an example. You know, recreation, you know, but also that depends on what type of recreation it is. Certainly, spending time with family, building relationships, those are all things that, in my opinion, are important, although not urgent, so they wouldn't necessarily be quadrant 4 activities. But there are some things that I want to do, like I want to take all of my music off of my CDs and put it onto my iPod. It's not really important or urgent. It's something that'll be kind of fun to get it done sometime, but that's like a quadrant 4 activity for me. So what I do now, okay, so you take all of the stuff that you have to do. You've got it on a big list. You break it into these quadrants, okay? And then what you do at the beginning of the week, at the beginning of every week, either maybe Sunday night or Monday morning, is you take stuff off of your to-do list and you actually move it into your schedule. You actually put it on your schedule. So you take stuff from quadrant 1 and you put it on your schedule. Take stuff from quadrant 2, put it on your schedule. Quadrant 3, quadrant 4. You actually put it on your schedule. And you can't schedule over that stuff. You know, you want to definitely have a lot of quadrant 1 and 2 on there, have as little as possible quadrant 3, maybe have a couple quadrant 4 things on your schedule throughout the week, and then all you have to do is you just follow your schedule, and you're automatically going to get everything done. But don't make the mistake of scheduling over the stuff. The stuff that you'll be most likely to schedule over is the quadrant 1 activities. You've got them on your schedule, but then something comes up, probably a quadrant 3 activity, and you want to plug it in there. And it's really tempting to do that, but you have to fight for that time. You can't let your quadrant 1 activities get stepped on by all the other stuff going on in your life. Sometimes you move them around maybe, you know, but make sure that they're on there. So then all you got to do is you just follow your schedule. Everything's going to get done, and that's kind of what I do every single week. And it gives me, I'll make sure that I get all the crucial stuff done. It gives me lots of time to do the things I enjoy, and there you have it. So hope that was valuable. We'll see you again from somewhere else in San Francisco soon. Adios.